Just a bloke in a bar.
Alrighty, welcome to the DMP. Welcome to the DMP.
Hey, everyone.
And guys, it is getting closer and closer. I am going to Vegas for Zoo vs. Fundora 2. And Manny Pacquiao, he is obviously on the card as well. July the 20th, guys. I cannot wait. I'm so stoked. A massive, massive thank you to KO for sending us over. And don't forget as well, $1 for KO for the first month of KO. Offer ends June 30, so get on now. Link in the description. Use that to activate it. $1 for the first month for your for the first month of KO, and that ends this month. So make sure to use it, boys. How you been? How you been? A bit of Barney Rubble going on at the club at the moment.
Is it? Mate, you want to talk about fucking media beat-ups? You want to talk about media beat-ups? Mate, Manly's fine. Manly's fine. Sure, the CEO did come out and say that the coach is all right for now. Sure.
He basically said this microsecond. He's
yeah.
This microsecond,
as we
he's
currently
here.
speak, he's employed. Sure, we're looking at maybe signing Michael Ennis, who's never coached a professional side in his life. Sure,
in 2028.
Sure, Tommy Turbo.
In 2028.
He looks stoked.
Tommy Turbo looks stoked to be in the centres.
If in case you've forgotten what year it is, 2025.
Yeah. Nah, we're just getting ahead of the game here for Michael Ennis.
Called plenty.
In 2028. Tommy Turbo, generational fullback, he's in the centres. He didn't know about it.
He looked
found
stoked.
out about it. He looked pumped.
Oh, do you reckon Tommy looked stoked in the presser?
He looks stoked.
He was frothing.
He was frothing.
He was like, man, this has been fully communicated to me and like really, like before it got leaked and everything.
Greatest halfback of all time, he's leaving.
Yeah. No, you can tell that Tommy Turbo, generational player, was sat down and told about it.
Allianz is medically retiring.
Yep.
You know.
Oh, no, we've got a great pack.
The packs, you fucking... Mount Paseka's out for the season with an Achilles.
Oh, the old Achilles. Fuck the Achilles.
Old Achilles. You know, Matt Lodge is starting.
The Achilles heel of our season has been
literal
an Achilles heel.
An Achilles heel.
I mean, that's why it's called
is that
the
irony?
Achilles. That's why it's called the Achilles, you know?
It is.
Because you're fucked.
You're fucked, mate.
Yeah.
Oh.
But, mate, everything's fine.
You know what's crazy? The wild world of rugby league. A month ago, fucking panic stations, the Broncos. Apparently the whole club was going to fucking implode. And now it just shifts to a different club. And then in 2 weeks, it'll be a different club.
Can I blow your mind as well? Like, Manly has not had a good season. And I don't think there's any point sugarcoating that. We're a point outside the eight.
I know, it's wild.
1 point.
And I think you've only won...
half a win.
One less game than us.
We've won 3 of our last 10 games and we're 1 point out of the 8.
And the Broncos are 5th or 6th.
Yeah, we're flying.
And we beat you guys.
And you've been fucking horse shit.
Our coach was getting sacked a few weeks ago, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's calling for his head. Bring back Kevy was the campaign, wasn't
he
it?
did. He took you on a stupid harbour cruise in a super yacht.
Could you guys even afford a super yacht?
No, it was a gift.
No, well, Manly.
Didn't Belly lend it?
Yeah, maybe.
You got one from Belly.
Might have been.
Yeah, I think so, mate. That's what I was hearing.
Okay.
So,
We're all right.
mate, we win this weekend, though.
You're back in it.
Yeah.
Back
Everyone's
in
sweet.
it, dude. Back
But
in
we
the
lose. We lose tomorrow night, and the war
Pitchforks.
drums fire
Oh,
up.
yeah. We'll be there as well. We'll be out there.
Will you be banging the drums if you lose?
If we lose if we get humped by the Tigers Friday night, I'll be banging the
Well, win,
drums
lose,
of war.
or draw.
Yeah.
Hump by the Tigers, I'll be fucking furious.
I'll be banging the drums of war.
Actually, not win. Win, I'll be happy.
You'll be like the
what are
Bulldogs
you
drums,
talking about?
but drums.
Lose.
this is if we.
Lose or draw. It doesn't need to be a humping.
Yeah, but I'm saying, imagine if it was.
Well, if it was a humping, I'll be fucking devastated.
Will you be like, you know, the Bulldogs, they have drums at games, but your drums are like, sack the fucking whole board, sack everyone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Gurney the joint.
The joint.
Yeah, mate, sound the gurneys.
You maybe like
sound the
you could
fire up
get-
the gurneys, and I'm talking military grade gurneys.
get the administration out, and
I actually
whoever
need to borrow
can.
your gurney, by the way, before I
Do
forget.
ya?
I actually need to put that out there.
My gurney.
Yeah. Well, I think you still got my ladder, so it's probably fair.
I don't have your ladder. Your ladder's in the office.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good.
I can give you my gurney though, because that's what men do.
Yeah, men share
do.
shit.
Yeah,
right.
men share their gurneys.
Can I get round? Do you want to borrow the ute? Put it in the back of the ute. No.
Yeah, well, you drive it around in the ute.
Yeah, right. Well,
You don't want to drive around. That's what men do.
no, I could probably nip
Probably
around.
nip around.
Well, he's got to drop it to you.
Oh, he doesn't have to. He just has a ute. He's like,
No, but I'm thinking maybe I'll go down to Bondi on the weekend with the fam. And maybe
Okay, put it in there. Okay,
Come
fair
around and see the
enough, mate.
fam.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That'd be nice.
Let's do that.
Yeah, fam bam.
See, now we're thinking.
Yeah, I like that.
Now we're planning.
Now plan for Manly though. Let's go back
No,
to Manly.
sorry, we just had to get that out of the way.
That's fair. I respect it. I
know
respect
everyone's
it.
listening, but
men
just-
being men, blokes being blokes. You're sorting it out. I like it. But maybe you could get your administration out, gurney them, and whoever falls over, gone.
Well, they'd all fall over.
Who can stand the gurney stays.
Well, no one can stand. No, there's not many men that can fucking cop a military grade gurney.
No, that's the point of the military grade.
Rip the skin off your body, mate.
But what if they do
Punch
stand?
a fucking hole
What
through
if
you.
Mestrov is like, oh,
Well, I mean, if Tony
Listen,
M
if you
stands
can
up
top
to
a
it,
gurney, and son, good to go.
Yeah, no, you stay. You stick around. It's just all a bit of a shit show, Denon, and it's a little bit stressful.
This season for Manly has got me thinking about, you know, to borrow a phrase from the great Justin Langer, elite honesty from the club, which we don't get. I wouldn't mind Manly just going, let's just toss up the whole goddamn system and start doing presses explaining everything. And you can go, the fans can go down and go, why Mick Ennis? Why not look for other coaches in 3 years' time that may be off market that have huge amounts of experience? Why not do that? Why lock yourself into Mick Ennis because apparently he's a good bloke and he's a good communicator? Doesn't mean you can coach rugby league. That's what I would say.
And then now listen, and another question for you whilst we're at the press conference here. If Mick's the best man for the job, then Mick Ennis gets the job. But do we not even want to explore our options?
I'm not anti-Mick here. If Mick turns out to be demand for the job, great, give it to Mick. But I just think that in 2027, if the job's for 2028 or even end of 26, you start looking around the globe, this big wide world of ours, and go, are there any people coming off that can do a fucking job for the club? Instead of locking into one man going, oh, you're good enough, you may as well get it. These are the sort of things I want answered. What happened to Tommy? Was he sat down? Like, let's stop speaking in fucking
in riddles.
In riddles, and start speaking in truths, and maybe I can start getting a bit more on board with things.
Okay, that's
no player's bigger than the club. We know that. That's self-evident. It's impossible to be bigger than the club. We know there's no man bigger than the club.
What is it, a club for ants?
Yes, exactly. It's fine. Don't talk to us in riddles. What the fuck's actually happening?
What's happening?
Do you reckon Tommy knew before it got leaked?
No.
Before he was getting moved to the Senate?
Well, they were having 7 minute. I can't remember.
Not 6 minutes, not 8 minutes.
7 minutes.
7 minutes.
I can't remember. It may have been Pez and Higgos on the circus describing it as like speed dating, but like 7 minute speed dates with the coach. And
is that how long he got?
You can't build a
all got
connection.
7 minutes. They sat down for 7 minutes.
Oh, for their half. It's 7 minutes is like
so weird.
so quick.
Yeah, it is.
Can't build a connection in 7 minutes. You can do a lot, but not build a connection.
You can't build a connection, but you might be able to just... and you know what? You can't really explain yourself. You can explain, you just basically tell them something, and then you go, okay.
You're getting told in 7 minutes, yeah. It's one person talking at the dating table in 7 minutes, not two people.
We're moving you to centre, and Lehigh's going to be fullback. So that's 7 minutes.
By the way, what do you think we should do to become better friends so we play for each other? Oh, by the way, we're done. See ya.
Yeah, we're done. Sorry, get out.
Whereas, but how about if you could come out and say this? Listen, we sat down with Tommy for,
14 minutes.
We had an hour chat.
Yeah.
And the reason we're moving him to centre, legitimately, is from my position as coach, which is big dog, head honcho, is that I think he needs to build confidence.
Yep.
I think the fans go, yeah, okay. But as long as that was explained to Turbo, and there's this is a confidence thing, try and get him back into a fucking nice flow. Everyone's cool with that.
He sort of said
Who's
as
not
much
cool
now.
with that? Who's not cool with that?
I'm cool with that.
I was just flicking through the men's, women's weekly before, and I do believe I saw something there where it was like, listen, Tommy's not in the centre forever. This isn't forever. This is just about confidence, and it's about rewarding Lehigh. Can I say something as well? Can I ask you a question here?
Yeah,
rewarding Lehigh?
Because they were talking about like
so
load
you reward
management.
Lehigh, but you don't reward the guy who's... Anyway.
Well, listen.
You reward him with a big contract.
Load management was like one of the main things with Tommy. But then I saw something somewhere that I haven't looked into enough to have any idea of whether it's true or legitimate. So go with me on this.
Okay, I'm with you.
That there's not much difference in centres. Obviously, you run a bit more at fullback, but like impact and all that sort of shit is basically the same. Like your body's going to be in and around the similar sort of collisions, and that's more where he's getting injured. For respect to Tommy, he's getting injured in every possible way.
That's the concern. If you're worried about his hammies, I think it actually is a good move because he's going to be at top speed less and he's going to run less Ks.
Yep.
So that's most likely. I'm not a physio. Go to NRL physio to confirm this. You're probably going to reduce the likelihood of a soft tissue injury. The problem is he's been getting injured in a lot of different places. Contact injuries, shoulder injuries. That's another one. Like Scope disagree with me, but if I'm playing the Manly Seagulls, I'm making Turbo make 25 to 35 tackles. Like I'm just running him all day, not because I don't think he can handle it. Just let's see. Let's see what happens. Now, if in the first game or two he shows his Usan C bombs.
Oh, you can't say C bombs in here anymore?
I don't know. I'm trying to move away from it. I've got sons now. I'm trying to be good.
I have 3 daughters, and
I'm trying to not say it as much in my vocabulary.
But you can. I get not saying it.
Okay, Usan cunts. Okay,
you can't pull it back. Like you got to cut it off in your mind before you go.
You can't believe you said that.
Grub.
You grub. Grub. You can say grub.
J-word.
Privilege. don't even know what happened. We just had an aneurysm as a podcast. Yeah, look, if he's killing it and he's bashing blokes out there on the edge, then don't run at him. But I would test it. Let's see what his contact fitness is like if I'm playing him.
See if the cunt can handle big cunts running at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah. I don't mind that.
Yeah, he's not bad, this cunt.
Contact for the cunt.
But so, and this is, I could not stress this enough that I don't know what I'm talking about. I think I've stressed it before. No idea what I'm talking about. But I've just from observing Lehigh this year, he towed us up the Broncos at fullback. He towed us up. But every other time he's played fullback, I don't think he's been.
He's been pretty good.
He's been good. He hasn't been. I just haven't been like, oh yeah.
He set the world alight.
So I don't think it's been as glazable as everyone else has been saying. Love Lehigh, great style of a bloke. I think he's done his best work on the wing for the
Maybe it's more along the lines of giving him time to build into that position because he's always in and out of it. It's like here's 2 games. Now we're putting you back on the wing. Maybe it's to build some confidence potentially. Look, I actually don't even think it's about Lehigh. I think it's purely about we need Tom Trbojevic on the field as much as possible. How do we do that? Let's get him to the centres. Hopefully he can build some match fitness up, build his body up, a bit of resilience, and then see where we go from there. Because when you're invested so much in this guy, and really the only way you guys come close to a premiership is if he's on the field.
Correct.
I don't even think it's about Lehigh. I think Lehigh makes the decision a little bit easier because he's good at back. But this whole idea of, Lehigh's been going well. Hey, it doesn't matter how well Lehigh go. He's never throbbing as hard as Tommy throbbed. So the wellness thing is I don't think it's a factor for me. I think it's all just about how do we just get games under Tommy's belt? So by the time we get to finals footy, if he's ripping, he's got the T1s back out, the Tommy knocker, the big hogs back out.
We haven't seen the
Picking that up a little bit. Maybe they need to blood it up a little bit.
Yeah. No, they need to blood that.
Well, maybe that's what the centres is, right? This is priming him. This is
they're priming him.
In front of the mirror.
This is shaking it around in the mirror, in front of the mirror before you take one.
Before photo.
Yeah. And someone whispers, like, you're so big.
This is a soft jaw.
You'll be like, and you go, mate, I actually fucking, I go to work like this because that's how big my cock is.
No, I've just got a big, fat, juicy cock.
Yeah.
Veins that pop out of it all the time.
And it gets way bigger than this too, trust me.
You think this is big. You wait.
Yeah, you wait.
Yeah,
this
you
is
wait.
It's definitely not 90% filled.
And so it gets to finals footy. He's blooded up. He's 90% filled, but says it's not 90% filled.
Well, he says he's playing 30, but
it's 90.
It's 90.
And then he rips. I don't know. You just need 4.
Yeah.
If you can just get into the finals and you got 4 games of 2021 Tommy knocker, you could win a comp, literally.
Yeah. And well, he could get to 100% by the end of the season.
Which is
when you put him back to fullback.
Yeah. Well, that's when you put him back. He just needs to go there and find a bit of confidence, mate.
Yeah, you got
to find a bit of confidence.
But you know what? I'm not mad at Saab getting some time back in reserve grade. Tommy Talau has been. I don't know if he's been injured most of the year, but he's a good style of a bloke.
I think he was injured.
I do think you'll miss, even though Saab definitely thinks he can work on. I do think you'll miss his just raw ability to finish though. He's
fast as fuck.
His unique ability, he just finds the try line, and the amount of times where Manly have just gone throw him the ball and he just gasses his winger, it's more than any other winger in the comp.
Yep.
And so. That it will be interesting to see. You can no longer just go Saab the ball. He's going to gas someone. You're going to have a normal winger out there that's good. Maybe he can run for 150, 180 metres. But is he going to gas his winger? I'm not sure. That's going to be the interesting, I guess.
Tommy Talau only played 1 reserve grade game this year, so he's been injured.
Been injured.
But he's great in contact, strong, great player. Still relatively young as well, 25 or so. So he's got plenty in front of him.
Handsome.
Handsome as shit. Super handsome.
Oh yeah. He's a dish.
He's a dish. But yeah, look, I guess we'll see. Do you think Siebes will be there next year?
No.
I think he will.
Do you think it's tenable though? I spoke about this on the captain's run. If you're Siebes, and I've got my critiques of Siebes for sure, but at the same time, I feel sorry for him because you're Siebes, and so this whole day you're trying to save the club. So you're having 7-minute meetings, whether you agree with them or not. He's decided to do that, handing dossiers out or whatever. And then by the night time, it's all in the news by minute. Everything's there. And you're Siebes, you're going, how the fuck am I supposed to turn the season around when everyone keeps leaking everything?
Well, it's got a bit of Tigers about it, doesn't it?
It feels like there's a faction in the club that's just moving, they're just positioning everyone to go, yeah, Siebes should go. And it's like, hey, bro, why don't you think about what's best for the club? If Siebes has to go, fine. But stop leaking everything. Chamis was on his Instagram going, basically, 2 or 3 players were pissed off about it. Here's the 2 players getting dropped. Tommy's going to centre. There were 7-minute meetings. Like a list. It's like he's being given a list by someone deep in the club of exactly what happened. Even with the Tigers, the leaks are kind of vague. The manager walked in and they had a bit of a tiff with each other. This was like word for word what had happened exactly to the point.
I'd be, if I'm Siebes, I'm starting to like drop. Just try and find the rat.
Okay.
That's a bit of bloody. What was that movie with DiCaprio and Matt Damon and Jack Nicholson?
The Departed.
The Departed. A bit of Departed about that.
100%.
I like that.
I'd be just like, one of you fuckers?
Tell someone like Cherry, you're playing front row this week, and then like gets leaked. Cherry's in the front row. You fucking motherfucker.
Yeah,
Cherry's in the front row.
Yeah. Mate, there's leaks come from somewhere. I'm just going to isolate people and see. I heard like this is what I'm going to do, but don't tell anyone.
Yeah,
that gets out. Bang. You motherfucker.
Gotcha. Or Ricky Stewart style, just bash everyone.
Well, you know what? Siebes was.
You can do what you want down in Canberra.
You
can buy porn. You can buy fucking fireworks.
I think you can buy like a fair bit of marijuana down there as well.
Yeah. You can shoot up like whatever.
And the Pollies, they'll take care of you down there. The Pollies.
Well, the Pollies are doing it, mate. Pollies.
Yeah, fucking oath that.
Everyone was buying the most porn. It's Pollies.
Yeah, fucking Pollies, mate.
It's boring up there, mate. You need to beat off.
Bureaucrats wank more than anyone.
They're all ugly as well, so you need
hideous people. Idiots, mate. Bloody Pollies, mate. Stealing me money.
Yeah, I still don't have money, mate. Fuck taxes,
taxes, mate.
Taxes, mate. Yeah, taxes.
I'm not a citizen, mate. I'm a individual fucking person. Whatever they say. You know those videos where they get pulled over by the cops? They're like, I'm actually not a citizen.
I'm actually a sovereign citizen and I refuse to comply with your orders.
Cringiest videos ever.
Yeah, they're tough.
Look, I understand testing your rights. I get it. I am all about testing your rights and all that kind of stuff. But like when you're going out of your way, it's like you're chasing police, like arrest me so they can test my rights. Like go out of their way to do it.
Yeah.
And the police is like, man, I don't really care. You can do what you want to do. It's like, no, you got to arrest me so I can test my rights.
So I can test me rights. And I'm definitely wearing combat boots.
And I've definitely got like 4 or 5 assault rifles in the back of my boot.
And I'm not super confronting off the bat as well.
Yeah. I'm etch.
I'm really etch. I eat a lot of canned food.
Yeah. And I shoot the cans afterwards. Seabold looked like he got a bit fired up in the presser this morning. Testy, I think, was the way that it was described. Now, I don't know if that directly relates to testicles.
Testy blowout?
But he was a bit testy. He was a bit
everything's tied to the testy, mate.
Because he was like, well, it all starts from the testicles.
If you're talking man, you're talking testicles, baby. That's
you reckon he had his testes out when he was doing it?
Well,
that's what I thought.
Now, that would have been a sight for sore eyes if he actually had his ball sack out.
What, he scrot?
Well, that was one of the great gags when you were younger.
Oh, one of the great gags.
Wait, get your scrotum out.
Get your nuts out in a photo.
Yeah.
Nice family photo.
Yeah, nuts.
Sneaky nuts.
Yeah, sneaky nuts.
It would never not be funny. Not be funny.
Probably as you get older, it's a bit harder to pull off.
Oh, well, I mean, if you're a dad doing it at your bloody 2-year-old's birthday party.
I'll tell you what.
You'd be locked up.
My old man used to do sneaky nuts all the fucking time, dude. Because he would just sleep in dick stickers and little undies, and he'd walk down the hallway in the morning, and he'd have a nut popping out intentionally just to wait and see if someone would.
Mate, it's his kingdom. It's his kingdom, mate.
But sometimes he'd do it, and you remember when you're young, like you'd have friends come over at like 8 in the morning. So like it wasn't, kids come over super early when you're like 8. Yeah. So Dad walked out once, and he had his long hair all flipped over his head, and he was in his undies, pretending to be a zombie. And me and Will were like, this is one of the great gags all time. Like, boy, you're gonna love this. But he also had a nut out. Kid shit himself and called his parents, had to go home.
Are you serious?
Got there at 8, out of the house by 8:30. Dad looked fucking terrifying if you didn't know him.
Oh, far out.
Yeah.
That's
good stuff. Yeah. Pure stuff from Bill.
But hey, never not funny. We're still laughing about it.
Dude,
mate,
nut jokes played.
The nut out. I mean, if Seabold had the nut out today,
that might have calmed everything at the club. You know, the tensions might have softened. Yeah,
this is what I think of this interview.
Yeah.
Nut out.
Nut out. I tell you what, it'd be a bit of a misdirection. The good old Wayne Bennett tactic.
Yeah.
Like, headlines about his nuts rather than his team.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I just think everyone would have gone, fuck, Seabold's actually a pretty funny guy.
And then you can deny it. You'd be like, I forgot to put it back in.
Whoops, sorry.
Sorry for having big nuts.
Yeah.
Sorry. But they were like, your fly was undone, you flopped them out of your jeans. Like, at least if you had shorts on, Anthony, we might believe you.
He's wearing those old school boxes that used to like flare out of your silk ones you used to wear. They used to flare
up. Yeah.
Boxer shorts. Does anyone still wear them? What would you do if you met a bloke who's a legend, but then you were out with him on the piss one day and you saw like silk boxer shorts hanging out his jeans?
Yeah.
Listen, it'd certainly, I'd be probing. I'd be asking some questions.
You know, Tobler would do something like that, I reckon. He reckon he still wears
honestly,
silk.
Tobler, I wouldn't be shocked if Tobler would work some
silk boxer shorts.
Some silkies. And they weren't silk either.
No, they're never silk.
They're fake. Yeah, some kind of fake.
The shiny
Playboy.
Polly.
Yeah.
Oh, Playboy.
Playboy Polly.
Oh. Remember how big Playboy used to be?
Huge.
Mate, chicks used to love with the bunny. They'd be like, I'm salacious.
Mate, every car in Dubbo had the bunny rabbit ears on sticker on the back of it. And like the dice in the fucking... I'm talking every car.
I remember having a Playboy bunny Zippo, and I thought it was the sickest fucking Zippo lighter. Like, oi, I'm 14, I don't even smoke, but I could light something on fire.
Yeah, Playboy.
I used to love my, the SMP belts that they were made of the cord kind of material.
6 money power.
6 money power, baby. And they
you'd have it running all the way down to your shoelaces.
Dude, Cody Totes still rocks them.
Oh my God. Yeah. Is he wearing Etnies as well?
Probably, dude. He dresses like...
He doesn't wear Etnies, but he wears the jeans like that.
He wears the jeans, he wears like neat...
He's got a flame belt.
Yeah. He's got a flame, like a flame SMP belt.
Can you let the people know recent, I guess, frolicking that he had in regard to some tablets, or is that exclusive to
that's not Cody, that was Tobler.
Oh, sorry, Tobler. Or is that exclusive to Hello Sport?
Well, it's not necessarily. It's not exclusive.
Well, it's out there now.
It's out there.
But it isn't exclusive though, because you got it first.
Well, you'd hope we got it first. If Tobler came on to fucking Bloke and started telling his yarns, I'd start to get pissed off at the kid. Listen, Tobler's been in a relationship for a long time. He's one of the great humans living, alive or dead. And he
living or dead.
Living or dead.
Yeah.
He is just going through, I guess, an awakening of sorts.
Sexual awakening.
A sexual awakening?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's definitely an awakening.
Is he having? You gotta have sex to have a sexual
awakening. Yeah, no, listen, I don't want to
divulge that kind of stuff.
He should be able. He should tell the story himself.
Okay, fair enough.
Yes,
go to Hello Sport to listen to the story.
Yes, if you want to find out.
Was it on this podcast this morning or Monday?
Basically every fucking episode.
Monday. Well, just listen to our work this week.
He should start getting royalties for his stories, I reckon.
Well, he doesn't have to tell them.
No, that's true. Yeah. We're not forcing him to.
I didn't tell you fucking song, mate.
No, he loves it, mate. But he may or may not have been using some
performance enhancing.
Stephen Dank gear.
Yeah. Stuff Dank would be proud of.
Yeah.
What's Dank doing?
When you bring Stephen Dank into the
bedroom.
Is
he litigious? I don't want to get into it. He's litigious.
I tell you, he's gone quiet, real quiet. He's our mate. The running coach. Forgot.
Right, he's still rocking.
Dude, Rog put up a thing yesterday. He goes, because it was windy as fuck yesterday. He put up a post on Instagram and he goes, if it's still this windy at 3 p.m, training's off, I'll keep an eye on my socials. And then he comes up again and he goes, fuck this, I'm not a kite. Training's off, fuck this, I'm not a kite.
I'll tell you what, sprinting never been hotter at the moment. It's hot property sprinting in Australia. Hot property.
If it's Kennedy breaking 10 seconds, Gout winning the Golden Spike.
Is that what it's called, the Golden Spike?
And also breaking his own Australian record.
2002.
Oceanic as well, I think.
2002, Smart and Sharp. 19, Beckons.
I don't think we really appreciate the level of superstar we have in our hands if he does go on to be or what it looks like he's going to be. We're talking like Usain Bolt kind of level.
Yeah. Well, so Usain Bolt we was talking about this yesterday. He ran the Golden Spike event at the same age and won it. But he was a bit quicker, but that's all right.
We don't know.
That's okay. Only a pinch. Only a pinch.
Only a pinch.
Well, but in sprinting terms, probably more than a pinch.
Well,
what was it, 19?
It's all right. 0.1. 0.09.
0.09 is not that far.
Yeah, but
in the 200, it's not as
if you're getting beaten by 0.09 by Usain Bolt, I'd say no, that's not far. That's Usain Bolt. It's the fastest ever.
I know, and obviously we
sound like haters.
Well, we need perfection and greatness. I'm just saying.
You want
well,
dubs.
Listen, we are already looking to book accommodation for 2032 in Brisbane in the hope of seeing a double gold.
We literally are.
A GG from GG.
Carlisle will say here as well. Carlisle.
Yeah.
If you're taking bookings,
we'll book 7 years out, but we want a little bit of flexibility because we don't know
the exact date, and we want a discount.
Okay, reach out. If you've got some accommodation in 2027, 32. If you've got some accommodation free then, or you're looking to build a hotel now and it'll be ready by then.
Great point.
Either.
You can advertise. It can be promoted by Hello Sport a year leading in.
Penthouse.
Boom. Penthouse. Top of the thing, but because I came up with that idea, I want to also be about like that too.
Well, you can have a conjoining room or a trundle.
Well, you trundle.
But I need a lock. I don't want you cunts fucking sneaking and doing weird shit to me.
Wow, listen.
What on your trundle?
On your trundle.
I don't want to be assaulted during the night.
Well, we'll put you down maybe in a broom closet downstairs.
Harry Potter style.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just want to be a part of it, boys.
You get a bit of Harry Potter about you.
Yeah, fair. That's fair. The saviour.
Chosen one of that.
Chosen one on that.
Not really.
No, but
Not really.
going real well. Going real well. Proud of the kid. He's going to, I think, the Diamond League next couple of weeks. Keep your eyes peeled.
What a sick name, the Diamond League. Even just being a part of that, you sound like you're fucking made
That's
it.
pretty thug.
Diamond League.
Also, the Golden Spike. I know you made a point. The Golden Spike's pretty
Man,
badass.
I used to dream of having Michael Johnson's golden spikes when I used to be a sprinter when I was younger. I used to be like, man, could you imagine having Michael? Because he was the first one to have full gold, I think, and it was just like far out.
We need to get you those Golden Spikes.
Golden
mate.
spikes, yeah, fulfill a kid's dream.
Fulfill a kid's dream.
Appreciate it.
Golden Spikes.
I've told you the stories how I used to put my feet in Condi's crystals to harden them up to run on tartan.
No, you haven't.
What?
Well, some of the audience know this already, but because we couldn't afford spikes for everyone, so what we would do on tartan, instead of wearing spikes, and obviously you couldn't wear joggers to run because you used to have these things called waffles that were for long distance, but for short distance you needed spikes.
Oh, I remember waffles.
You know the waffles?
I don't know waffles,
You were 400 man. That's why you know waffles.
Well, waffles historically as well, Tom, just to fill you in, you weren't able to wear spikes in races where there was a pack, so an 800, for example, because
You'd step on someone.
you'd often you'd fucking run into the back of people's legs and stuff. It was like a safety hazard. So you'd have to wear the waffles.
The waffs.
Which were like a spike. They didn't have spikes in them. They just like had a soft little nipples of plastic or whatever, you know?
Yep. And so what we used to do, because we couldn't all have spikes, the night before or leading into it, there was things called Condi's crystals. It's purple liquid. We'd pour it into the bath, and then we'd bathe our feet in it because it would harden the bottom of your feet. And then we'd tape our feet and we'd run on the tartan.
Barefoot.
Yeah.
That's old school, bro.
Old school,
is
baby.
old school,
That's
dude.
country tough.
I like that. I like that a lot.
No, that is. That's
There's actually a picture of
that
my
would have been
brother.
a sick yarn if you'd gone on as well to be like a world.
Well, there's a picture of my brother winning state titles, and they're all wearing shoes, and he's not. It's like,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Who was quicker, you or your brother?
You know what's funny is that we still have equal records
Yeah.
at the local athletics.
Same time.
And he was much quicker start. I reckon in 100, he would definitely in a 70 he would beat me. I reckon in 100 at the end of the day he would have been faster. Like when we got older. In regards to probably the 200, maybe me. But
What are you running
very
today?
close.
If we just got down to the tartan, what are you doing?
I'm pulling a hammy and I'm
Yeah.
having a heart attack.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I'm
Mate,
doing.
if you ask me to run at full speed, there's no way I don't get injured.
Well, that's
No
the
way,
problem.
there's no
way. There's no
I'm
way.
terrified of exploding.
I wouldn't
an
do it.
Achilles.
I wouldn't do it.
If
I wouldn't
Taniel
do it.
Pasek can do
Wouldn't do
Achilles, like what do you
Mate,
think I'm going to do?
Seriously, honestly, it'd sound like those tin the Tin Man that has not got oil. That's how bad I would sound if I ran because I'd be so
You know what's
fucking
fucked
stiff.
up is I completely understand that reference, right? But I made a reference to Grease the musical to random stats guy on About Even yesterday, and he's like, "What?"
Doesn't
I
it
was
Grease the musical?
I was like,
What?
"Oh fuck, dude! I need to age down my references."
Oh.
I've officially started making like random old cunt references.
Yeah,
Sorry
that's
for using
tough.
the C
I
word.
like the Tin Man one, though.
Thanks, bro.
I like it as well. I'm just wondering whether like anyone knows that under
The Tin Man?
Fucking 37.
That's a good point. I trust in our audience to be educated in one of the greats
The
of all
arts.
time, the arts.
Yeah.
Guys, we are having our biggest ever grumpy sale. 30% off everything. It ends this Friday. We've got pods.
EFS?
Sorry?
EFS?
Happy
Yes,
EFS.
EFS. End of
Happy
financial year.
EFS.
It crept up on me. It did. Happy EFS. It's business talk for end of financial year. But yeah, 30% off everything. We've got pods, whole bean, we've got ground. And also, boys, the good day. How's this all going?
It's going great. We're actually going to be at Manly at the game, 6 p.m. tomorrow on Good Day Hill, ripping and tearing. We're also going to be handing out Good Day hats outside of the ground.
Oh,
prior to kickoff.
there's nothing better than a fucking good free hat.
Yeah.
Free hat.
These
These
hats
are-
fucking are hot. I left mine in the car. God damn it.
Well, you've seen us wear them, the Good Day hats with the Manly brim in honour of the greatest club of all, the Manly Warringah Seagulls. We will be handing them out for free, but you got to get around
Yeah.
us and Good Day Hill and the Manly Warringah Seagulls this Friday.
Yep.
June whatever.
June whatever. But
6 p.m. Tigers.
if you go to begoodhealth.com.au, you are going to be able to get Good Day Daily Multivitamins. You're also going to get your daily electrolytes. The code DMP, Edward, is that what
Yes.
it is? That's going to get you 10% off. A subscription is going to get you 20% off. I have 3 young daughters, all of whom are sick. It's snot city in my house, and it's fucking disgusting.
season?
It's snot season, bro.
Not for you, though.
And I don't know if you can hear the sound of my voice. There's like a little bit of a raspy tone to it. And
So it's made you hot. It's just made you hot.
Well, it's just made me sexy, dude.
Yeah.
That's as bad as it's got. That's honestly, they've been sick for 2 weeks, and that's as bad as it's got. Obviously, you still get a little under the weather, punters and dribblers, but it fucking helps.
Love that.
Yep.
Love that. So begoodhealth.com.au. Get around it. or get fucked.
Yep.
Get around it or get fucked.
Yeah.
Correct.
Have you trademarked that yet?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
No, we have. Obviously.
You actually owe us money for saying it.
Also, don't forget the Bloke Club, guys. We are drawing the Mazda BT50 very soon in the next couple of weeks. This is your last chance. We're giving away a friggin' car. It's absolutely insane. www.bloke.club. And also, you have a very limited time. Message LDC_01. If you need a car, message Lukey, mention Bloke. He will take care of you. It's the EFOS. EFOS? How do you say it? EFOS.
End of financial year sale.
They got to get rid of it all. So message Lukey. He'll take care of you. LDC_01. Give him a follow. But the Bloke Club, go to bloke.club, www.bloke.club. We're giving away a Mazda BT50. We're also giving away a 7-night stay in a 2-bedroom apartment in Surfers Paradise valued at $2,200. That's all thanks to Coastal Letting Co. So if you're on the Gold Coast, you want to stay somewhere, go to Coastal Letting Co. And also a massive shout out to Crowd Property Capital. They're offering any Bloke Club member $500 cash back for settled loan amounts between $450K and $750K. Reach out to Andrew and the team via the Bloke Club. Don't forget to like and subscribe on our YouTube and also give us a follow on Spotify as well, guys. It really does help the platform. Alrighty. Flanagan, Kyle Flanagan, Lachlan Ilias. There's a lot going on at the Dragons, boys, and this is your opportunity to spread heaps of negative propaganda to make the news cycle turn from Manly to Dragons. Go.
Wow. Thank you. We're not propaganda merchants, right? There are some clearly observable facts. Lachlan Ilias is 9 straight games or 8 straight games in New South Wales Cup. Fucking dominating. Try assists, tries, wins. Shane Flanagan and Kyle Flanagan are related. I don't know if you know that. One of them is the other one's dad, and the other one is the other one's son. And it feels like when I get a little bit of a temperature check, when I stick my finger in the asshole of the Dragons fans
oil check?
supporter base.
You oil check the Dragons.
I check the Dragons oil. They're not happy. They're not happy about Kyle. Temperature check, they're not happy about Kyle.
Okay.
Kyle's not
Did
playing
you make
very
him
well.
cough? And they go, Kyle.
No, you'd lose a knuckle if you do that. Snap your finger off. Yeah. But they're not happy. Kyle not playing very
Lose your
well.
fucking hand,
but
man.
then Shane will come out and say Kyle's been one of our best performers. I sort of, just as like a way to self-preserve, I don't really watch Dragons games. I watch some of them, but usually I don't watch them. Okay. So I don't know how true it is of whether Kyle is playing like poo or not. But they've won 3 from their last however many. So they're not going great.
Yeah.
When are they though?
Sometimes I watch Dragons games to be like, oh, this is the middle of winter, grind set.
Oh, no.
Like dire, buy round, state of origin affected rugby league. Like that's what I get from watching the Dragons sometimes.
Yeah. It's a feeling.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? But I sort of like that. I'm like, yeah, you're going down a suburban ground, you're having a sausage sizzle, maybe you're having a couple, and you're watching bush league footy. Yeah. That's the Dragons.
Who won the last time they played each other, you and Dragons?
No, but we've already been over this. They're our like
bogey side.
We were saying this the other day on whatever show it was. Their superpower is to make great sides play like it's
them.
like them, but which is at a level of like second grade group 11 or something like that. You know what I mean? It's like bush footy. Like they can take the might of the mighty Melbourne Storm and go, you're going to play today like you're 12.
The Mad Dragon's going to be filthy. He is
I
coming.
haven't heard from Mad Dragon for a while.
Mate,
Has he gone quiet on the
He's
socials?
gone real quiet.
He might be
heard
coming
him say,
after
what's
you.
he-
Mate, we flew him over and then that was it.
Had his taste of stardom, eh?
He came over, he had 30 cans and then we didn't hear from him again.
Well, he punched a few cans, did he?
Oh, he had some cans, all right.
Mate, I already had a case.
It was good fun. I wish
Respect.
you'd get him back.
No, I love the bloke. Just haven't heard from him.
No, I just haven't heard from him. Yeah, I mean, like, they seem... What do you think, Denon?
Well,
Get the
mate,
fence post out of your ass.
I think Mad Dragon's done you for a dinner. He fucking got flown over, drunk your piss, and then didn't speak to you again.
Yeah,
he
but
got
we
fucked and left.
Well,
maybe.
we got him on the stream, so that was good.
Yeah, we did. We got
You got him for content.
No,
we got
him for content.
we got
That's
content
what we
out of
just
it, and the
fly him
stream
over to
pumped.
fucking-
So, joke's on you, brah. Tell me you don't feel the same way about the Dragons. Like, let's get fair income for a second.
Off the fence.
They reek of Saturday 3 p.m. Have a couple with your mates. You watch a couple of tackles, like
And then
don't
you
really-
turn it off.
Then you turn it off.
No, I agree in the sense that I don't think that the fact that he came out and specifically said Kyle is under no pressure and the fact it's ridiculous Kyle is under pressure, there's no way you should be saying that as a head coach. And also, he would never say that about another player. Like, tell me a single other player that isn't related to him that he would come out and specifically go, there's no way he's under pressure. Oh, by the way, it's our forwards that aren't actually playing that well.
He's not related to any other players. I can confirm that.
And so and then what's crazy is like early in the year, you actually singled out the other half and said, mate, he needs to pull his head in essentially. And he's no longer in the side. It's just not a good look. And I just think that I love the fact from a pig at the trough guy, because I'm a pig at the content trough. We all are.
Oink, oink.
Oink, oink. I love Shane Flanagan's ability to come out and tell, and also just give us some yarns, give us some insight. I do love it. This is one area I was like, I think you did the wrong thing there. Because if I'm a forward of that club and my coach is basically throwing me under the bus, I'd be like, hey, bro, I'm bashing my body to bits here. Like, even if we think that, let's not make it public.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's not make it public.
Mate, the fucking Raiders players had to be like, oi, Ricky, pick your son. He's good enough. You know what I mean? Like, that's how much Ricky didn't want to seem like nepotism was at the party. Shane's
that what happened?
They were like, mate, he should come on tour. He should have come to Vegas. Like, they were like, yeah, dude, he's good.
Yeah, but Ricky's just a different.
He's different.
I know, but that's how you should approach it.
Like, we're talking about sticky here. You gotta earn that with sticky.
Yeah, I mean, but Brad Arthur kept Jacob in the Reggies. Obviously, he did have Moses and Brown ahead of him, but like,
But the thing with this is, Denon, is that it's if you haven't got a generational future immortal playing underneath you, it's very difficult to be impartial. It just you can't be. Like you have to. You're emotionally attached.
Well, I think that, as I said, if it was any other player, I don't think he comes out and says that.
That's what I mean. You can't. But also it's his son.
Yeah, so and I understand it.
So
we're parents now.
So
we get it.
We get it. We all get it.
I'd pick Evie Rose at the fucking halfback if I was coaching the
But
Dragons.
you would be. You're either going to be too protective, right,
or too harsh.
Yeah, you can't be down the line. I don't think.
Yeah, it's a tough one. And what's bizarre is like Kyle Flanagan actually individually hasn't been that bad, but to suggest the 7 isn't responsible for getting dubs. Like, come on, the 7 is responsible for getting dubs.
What's Joey say about that?
Well, the whether you win or you lose, it's on the back of the 7.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't think you should drop him immediately at all. But I do think in the next couple of weeks, if they don't get dubs, and you've got a guy in reserve grade on 9 on the trot, 8 on the trot, that you reportedly said...
You're putting up Winks numbers.
Yeah. And you reportedly said, go back and rip and you'll be back in. I think the worry, I guess... Look, if you were looking to play this, like, correctly, in my opinion... let's say in a week's time they lose and you drop Kyle Flanagan. Like, Kyle Flanagan is absolutely still good enough to be in a first grade squad as a 14, or if you've got a gun 6 to work with him. But if you drop him and you guys win, then you look like great. If you drop him and you go on and lose still, then you win as well. And what I'm not understanding is like he's definitely always good enough to give him a contract to be in a top grade squad as a 14 at the very least, earn 300 to 400K. And so that's why by doing this route where you're like basically he's not getting dropped essentially no matter what, unless he does in a few weeks, it's going to make a point where it'll be either he gets dropped or you're both gone. You know what I'm saying? Where I feel like you could play this a bit smart. If they lose again and he does drop him, he appeases everyone and says, see, I am willing to do if it needs to happen. If Ilias comes and rips, then he does look like a genius. He brought in Ilias, he's ripping, that's great. Kyle Flanagan, you can eventually find him a spot on the bench. He can be a 14.
And you probably should have done it before people started talking about it. Because it's just like, oh, you shouldn't, yeah. Well, I mean, Kyle, I see a man of steel in Kyle's future. Maybe
you reckon he can steal up?
Well, I think he's every chance if he gets over there.
But that's the thing though, like, he is definitely good enough. If he has a really good 6 to take a lot of pressure off him, he can be a number 7 in the NRL. But like, he's good enough to earn, with the way salary caps are, backup halves, you pay them anywhere from 300 to 400 grand a year. That's normal. So what I'm not understanding is like, you don't need to make it worse than it is by forcing him to start. You can always just keep him in the squad on your 300 or 400 grand. If he goes on a great form of run, you keep him at 7. If not, you drop him, you put him at 14. This method is like basically going to make it so that people go, it's either he goes or you both go kind of thing. Whereas if you are willing to put him at 14 or bring him in, put him in reserve grade for a little bit, you get to keep him in the squad. You get to still give him an opportunity to go on a run if he does get an opportunity where someone gets injured. I think it's, it might get to the point where so much pressure happens about this specific thing that it starts coming like, it's either you either do it or you're both going, which you wouldn't want, because as I said, I am a big believer. Kyle Flanagan is absolutely good enough to be in a first grade squad. Absolutely. And I believe Shane Flanagan is a bloody good coach, like a bloody good coach. I just think this is, it's building into something that could be a lot worse than if you just make a hard decision early and then go from there. That's my opinion anyway. It's my opinion.
Mate, I didn't mind your opinion. Do you know
I
what I
liked
mean?
it.
I quite liked your opinion.
Thanks,
I think
mate.
what you said was measured. I
Yep.
think what you said was concise.
Well
I think what you
articulated.
said was well articulated.
Thank
I
you.
think what you said was accurate.
I appreciate that, boys. I do appreciate that.
Well said.
Now, if you want more measured things like that, go to codesports.com.au/bloke and
Nice
use code
segue,
bloke.
lad.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, mate. I appreciate it.
That was
Use code
fucking
bloke to get
great.
access to a special discount. It works out to be about $4 a month. It's the best in the business. And also, this discount, it is going soon. Probably this week, to be honest. The link's in the show notes. Don't miss out. Also, don't forget your menu log code. Use Yongi. So I got told by two people it's pronounced Yongi, like a Y-O-N-G-I.
Is that right?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
But again, maybe I got corrected by the wrong people, but I think it's Yongi. And it's free delivery this week, guys. So use code IONGI for free delivery this week. Now, Sloan reportedly told he's free to look elsewhere. DeBellin confirmed leaving the club. He's going to be with the Eels. What do you reckon, boys?
Say that again. I had to read something because I'm getting something delivered.
Okay. Sloan
and
reportedly free to look elsewhere, and DeBellin reportedly looking to join the Eels next year.
I thought DeBellin had signed. No?
Well, yeah, I think he signed. But I don't think it's been...
He's officially left the Dragons, but
he
it's in
hasn't
that
been
10-day
confirmed by
period,
Eels.
so it hasn't been
So
confirmed by
is he
Eels.
leaving immediately?
No, next year.
Okay, right. He's a good player. I don't know. Again, I haven't watched.
Sloan was like a hot young thing not that long ago.
He always had potential, but he never be able to consistently deliver on that potential.
Yeah.
DeBell and I love that signing for the Eels. I love it. The fact that
24?
it's a 2-year deal and the second year is in the club's favour as an option.
Yeah.
Mate, that's exactly what they need. An older head with a big experience. And if you're actually watching the Dragons, DeBell's been playing outstanding. I like it. I really like the signing.
Okay. So
why do they not? Why did they want to
go?
get rid of him then?
Don't know. I'm not
If you
sure.
think he's been outstanding.
Uh,
And I'm not saying he hasn't been. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, what do you think?
Mate, I don't know. The only thing I could look at and go, they've got some really good young forwards coming through at the Dragons, and they might go, your surplus to requirements. Maybe the
He
Eels.
wants more money, maybe.
Maybe he's on 500k at the Eels or something, whereas the Dragons are going, listen, we've only got minimum for you. And they do have, I will say, the Dragons have some bloody good young forwards coming
Is
through.
that like Hamish Stewart and bloody,
yeah, absolutely. All those boys. The Couchman brothers.
Couchmans, couple of Couchies.
The guy on the edge.
Egan or something?
Egan, yep. All those boys. So I can kind of understand. And you can't, I've seen some people be super critical of the Dragons for doing this, but it's like, hang on a sec. Most of the time people are saying the Dragons have too many old forwards and that, they need to be, bring in more youth and be more exciting and be more explosive. And then they let go a forward that's probably getting paid a good wicket and all of a sudden it's the wrong thing to do. So
You can't win if you're the Dragons, but that's your own fault.
Why? Because they're a dirty merger.
Probably. I don't know. Just felt right saying it. You know what I mean? That's
Well,
a vibe.
listen, it's not 2010 anymore.
it's
Is
your
that what
own
you're trying
fault.
to say?
It's your own fault, Dragons. Just is. Everything is.
Sloan, look, I can understand with
Respectfully,
Sloan.
of course.
It sucks, obviously, but
He'll go somewhere else. I heard Matty or
Will
Fletch saying somewhere like that he'd be good at the Storm under a Bellamy.
Oh man, you got to
Get your butthole whipped.
You got to buy in. You got to be ready to have a red ring butthole whip.
Yeah,
stuff.
but that's maybe that's what he needs.
Oh, I don't know how he
Is Anderson going to the Broncos?
Yeah, he's signed.
Yeah.
Sign.
Boom.
Cobbo comfortably going then, right?
Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone.
He's most likely gone for sure.
Is there a chewed thing there? Chewed
Yeah,
attitude?
I think so. I think that he's a bloody good player. We all know the potential he has, but I do think that he struggles probably to fully engage with the professional environment of rugby league these days. I think he'd be early 2000s when it was a bit more chill. But these days it's so full on now. You hear all the stories just about commitment to training, all that kind of stuff, which sucks. You never know what someone's going through off the field. But I understand why the Broncos only offered him 300 grand. I think that you look at the Dragons. If
300 grand is pretty.
Yeah.
I think you're better off not offering him something. It's kind of disrespectful. Given
No,
what he is.
I actually see the measured reason why, because you're still paying on potential with Selwyn Cobbo. You've already
played Origin and shit.
Yeah, but he's still getting signed for potential because he hasn't been able to consistently put together long, stretches of good footy. Outside of obviously he had that good year in 22 or so, 23.
Well, at Manly, we sort of think if you've had one good year, then you get 800.
Yeah. 850.
850.
And the problem,
Do you
the problem
subscribe
is
to that
this,
sort of
Up front.
if you're getting paid up front,
guaranteed 12 years,
lock it in.
another 15 in your favour?
Yeah.
The thing is this, and this is why this is why Melbourne and Penrith are doing so well, is they look at it like this. If I'm paying you 600 and above, you need to be one of our best players every week. You can't be our best player once a month or twice a month. It needs to be every single week. Melbourne Storm do it perfectly, and that's where I think the Broncos have looked at it and gone, yeah, you are our best player, every 3 weeks or so, but it's not every single week. So the funny thing is everyone is quite critical of the Broncos for offering 300k, and yet there's been multiple clubs that have balked at offering him 600k. So clearly, there's more information out there for other clubs to be
There's
balking
something
at.
going on.
Well, there's whispers on the wind.
There's whispers on the wind.
There's whispers on the
But the
rugby league
Dragons
wind.
are looking at him. Dragons,
But they balked at the price. They nearly had a deal done, and then I think they couldn't agree on the price.
Surely you'd give him 5.
If I'm the Dragons, I'd look at
3 feels a little bit how you going.
yeah.
What he
Look,
can do
I get it for sure.
and has done.
Yeah, but Shude's everything.
I get it, but you just go, all right, we'll sign you for 2 years. And
What would you offer him at Manly if he was at the moment?
well, we don't need him. We got a heap of outside backs, mate. I don't know if you've seen.
Are you sure? I feel like we probably need a couple more.
No, I reckon, mate. You reckon a couple more outside backs?
I reckon we should spend like 90% of the cap on outside backs and
Yeah.
then just fucking play them all the way down to like
Let's
7th
bring
grade.
Jackson Paulo back.
That was the signing of the century.
Yep.
JP.
That's no disrespect to him either.
Well, like Matt, I'd be
I think
getting
that was a hot face
a bit
signing.
funky with things. Fuck front rowers, you don't need them. Let's just have all outside backs.
You know what? You got
well,
dazzled.
what if we buy Cobbo and put him in the front row then?
You got dazzled by the Toto magic. You thought, everyone's going to be Toto, like basically a front row on the outside backs. We'll just have all Totos. But unfortunately, it didn't work out.
Oi, just play more like Brian.
Yeah. Can you play more like the
so
best winger
easy.
of all time?
Why aren't you getting 300 PCMs a match? Loser.
I think that Jackson Paulo it was a hotness-based signing because he's hot. He is hot. And
Yeah,
there was a
listen.
bit of doubt, and you went hot.
we wouldn't be the first ones to be
Dazzled by hotness.
wowed and wooed by beauty.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I reckon 500 is not
Is that what you reckon, mate?
for Cobbo. I don't think that's that bad.
But fair dinkum though.
saying, is that
If
what you
let's say right now he'd already been offered 6, so he's been at the Broncos. Reportedly, he's been on 600, and everything was exactly the same. He was at Manly. He's been dropped to reserve grade right now at Manly. Would you offer him 500? Do you think?
I'd be saying I could get the best out of him.
Is that what you'd be saying?
I'd be saying that. So give him 5, I can get the best out of him.
So even like, if the rumours are true, Billy Slater, Origin camp, can't get the best out of him.
Well,
You think
Billy
you can do it?
can't take a joke, so that's listen, I just don't. He's shown that he can be good enough. Again, you could argue that that's a similar thing to what happened with our friend Shuey.
Yes, it's exactly. It's very similar.
Very similar,
Frighteningly similar.
But I guess the difference is I wouldn't be doing it for 4 years.
Yeah, the 4 years is definitely a very
I'd go,
interesting
mate. We'll
decision.
give you a year. We'll give you a year or 2 year, one in our
Giving a
favour.
guy a
See how you
4-year
go.
deal that was in and out of your first grade side,
Yeah.
very strange
Yeah,
situation.
That was strange.
And I think the other thing that a lot of people don't think, I was like, is he worth 500k? Yes, potentially. But who doesn't get in your top squad because he's in your top squad on 500k? That's also something you've got to ask yourself. What's the opportunity cost of paying him that as well? But
And you've also got to think about the effect it has on the playing group.
that's true. Yeah,
it's a great point.
Trying to whip me, yeah.
It's a great point.
Great point, mate.
It's a great point.
What I do want Selwyn to find his potential because if he finds his potential, holy moly!
We want
truly
the best
could
for
be
Selwyn.
Could be anything. Guys, don't forget to get the best discount off your NordVPN plan. Go to nordvpn.com/blokeinabar. Our link will also give you 4 months extra. So 4 extra months on the 2-year plan. There's no risk with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. The link is in the podcast episode description box. Make sure to get amongst it because, as I said, guys, there's no risk. You get 30-day money-back guarantee. And if you use the link, you get 4 extra months on the 2-year plan. And NordVPN is the best at protecting you online. Best at protecting you online.
Best at protecting you
Online.
Best at protecting you online. Best at protecting you
on
Best at protecting
On
you.
online.
online.
Are you guys jealous that we got a throbber from this Melbourne Storm? We're probably on peanuts too because we're fucking...
Oh, throbber, mate. One of the Graham's greats.
Grant Anderson's
Grant
a gun.
Anderson's a throbber?
He's throbbing right now.
Okay, sure.
So, mate.
Listen, no, fine, yeah.
One of the
I've
great
got nothing
signings of
else.
all time.
You
Don't
honestly
make
don't-
me talk shit about Grant Anderson. Oh, he's a good player. Relax,
He's throbbing. He's
Dude,
throbbing.
do you know how many throbbers there are in the comp?
He's one of them.
No.
Throbber's like the best of the best. That's
That's what he's doing. He's the best of the best, mate. That's why he's coming to the
You're
Broncos,
actually
mate.
getting rid of someone who's genuinely throbbed before and selling Throbbo. So, maybe he hasn't throbbed recently. But
once upon a time, he was selling
Throbbo.
Yeah.
Grant Anderson, great style of work, consistent, nice. I get it. Relax on throbbing.
He's throbbing. Right now,
Relax.
he's
not
He's
throbbing.
red, he's veiny, he's throbbing.
not.
No, he's not throbbing.
So don't be jealous. Don't be jealous.
We're not jealous.
No, not jealous. That's
You're jealous.
not getting me jealous.
Manly.
And Karapani also throbbed too.
Karapani can play.
Karapani gets me jealous.
He can play.
Grant Anderson can play too.
Walsh gets me jealous. Haas gets me
Is
jealous.
Walsh going to get picked?
Mam gets me jealous.
No.
They'll stick with KP, I reckon.
Okay. Just checking.
Guys, did you know that Souths are going to recruit high-profile fans in the Allianz Stadium fight? Did you know that?
South management is poised to call on Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, Russell Crowe, James Packer, Mike Cannon-Brookes, Andrew Denton,
Well, Andrew Denton was like one of the main dogs when they got him back.
and Ray Martin to elevate their case and overturn the decision. The government will claim they lost 4.5 to 14 million of sponsorship and commercial arrangements if they move the Rabbitohs one. Okay, I can't really read the rest of that.
Basically, yeah, sure. And I mean, let's be also honest. In terms of high-profile fans, it's like Albo was a board member. Crow owns the joint. Packer might have once owned it. Cannon-Brookes owns it.
They own it still.
Denton was a part of it. Ray Martin, great interviewer. They're all obviously high-profile. They basically all work for the club. Yeah, sure. We gave Blake Solly this idea.
3 of the 6 names are owners.
Yeah, but we gave Blake Solly this idea when he came on the pod. We were like, you fucking have the PM in your back pocket. Just get him to flop his dick out and make it happen. Because it should happen. A course sucks. No club should have to play there if they don't want it.
I can't believe the government are like, they will lose 4.5 to 14 mil of sponsorship and commercial arrangement if they move. But it's like, what? You're the one that didn't fulfill your contract obligation. Why is that the Rabbitohs' problem?
That's not their problem.
It's like, that's your fault. Why are they making out like, how dare you, Rabbitohs? I know we didn't fulfill our contractual obligations, but you're going to make us lose money.
Yeah.
Mate, you made yourselves
lose money, and you're probably making us lose money because no one wants to go out there to the game.
Don't get it. Matty, you'd probably know more about it.
Well, I don't know how they're losing money because part of the agreement is that South won't take any games out of New South Wales now. They'll bring all 12 games to New South Wales. They'll say no to Magic Round, they'll say no to Cairns, they'll say no to any of those grounds. So they'll be like, surely the New South Wales government is incentivised to bring more games to New South Wales.
But also, how do they lose the money if the money just goes from Accor to Allianz?
I don't know. They're owned by the same person. I have no idea.
That doesn't make any sense at all. What they should have done is made Allianz 60,000 and tore down Homebush, and we could just move on with our lives.
Mm.
Yeah, but then they probably had some idea where it was like, we're going to now
because now they're not going to do. They've said no to doing up Accor. Accor is almost 30 years old.
Mm.
It's so gross.
It is lifeless, soulless as fuck out there. Everyone knows it, and the stadium is not a great shape. I don't know what we're talking about. They've got to spend another $1 billion doing that fucking thing up. They're not going to do that. So why don't you just tear the fucking thing down and move on?
Put a garden there. Put a veggie patch out there. Let's get bloody Minzy to knock that shithole down.
Just a huge Kathy Freeman statue.
Yes, but also because
Thorpe arm in arm.
Minzy's is going around ruining golf courses. So why don't we just get Minzy on, blow up that shithole, and just make it all grassland, park,
Just a golf course.
regenerative farming.
With a big Kathy Freeman statue.
With a big Kathy statue.
Yeah,
but they've fucked themselves because they're like, well, we can't make the Allianz 60,000 seater because we need money to do up Accor, and now they're not doing up Accor, and now Allianz isn't big enough for Origins and shit or Grand Finals, so now we're fucked. So now we've got this old fucking shit stadium that no one wants to go to that's big, but they don't want to spend money doing it up, and they could have just put another layer on Allianz and job done.
Job done.
Job done. Now no job's done. Now you've got a great stadium in Allianz, but it's not big enough for big events. Can't have Origins or Grand Finals there.
No.
It's only 45.
What shocks me the most is the government being inefficient with money.
I know.
Isn't that wild? Isn't that crazy? Now you have
and wanting to fuck people over.
Yeah, it reminds me of how good they were with the NBN. You know the NBN, remember that?
Oh, fibre to the node.
The most biggest fuck up probably in the history, not the history, but let's just say it was fucking up
history.
Well, it's the biggest infrastructure fuck up in the history of the country. That you can say that. It's the most expensive and it doesn't work.
All of my nerd, geek computer friends were like, this is going to be the dumbest fucking thing in the world that need to be redone by the time they've rolled it out.
But how smart were they though? Because we don't need the internet. That's how they could see the future. They were like, who cares about the internet? We'll have third world speeds.
Yeah.
Our whole country won't be built on the internet.
I didn't realize how fucked we were when I went to Japan and I was downloading whole movies from Pirate Bay onto my phone in 3 minutes from a Japanese hostel. I was like, what?
I think we have...
What the fuck is going on?
There's some stat, like, we have the worst internet for a first world country in the world or something like that.
I think we're like 60th or something now.
Like,
The
terrible.
speeds.
Terrible.
Our upload speeds are horrific.
So, listen.
Starlink.
Sky News Tom, there he is again.
Elon's not Sky News, dude. Elon's just a fucking... He's just a guy.
Yeah,
he's just an
guy.
entrepreneur out there bloody trying to...
I liked Elon
Make it
more when
all
he
happen.
was shut up.
Definitely him speaking is uncomfortable.
I'm
listen,
like, just go and invent stuff. And just stop.
When he was inventing stuff, I was like, that's
Way
cool.
fun.
Dude, that was way funner. When he
Yeah.
started like being political and shit, I'm like, ugh.
But you know what it is? It doesn't matter how much money you get. If you were a nerd growing up and you got bullied, you're always looking for attention and you want to be the cool guy. And He
Yeah.
wants to be the cool
Well,
guy
look at
now.
bloody Zuckerberg with his, jiu-jitsu hair and his jewelry.
Not
necklace.
fooling
And
me,
his
Zuck.
necklace.
You want to try and... You think you're a jock. You're not a jock. No matter
you're
how
not.
much money
You're a
you put
nerd,
in, you're a
You see him
nerd,
go on
brother.
Rogan and lie about being a fucking into
Oh,
archery.
my God, bro.
He's like, "What's your favorite bow?" And he's like, "Oh, I haven't actually been going for a lot of
Let
the
me
season.
calculate what my bow
I
is."
don't actually know the bow." And you're like, "Oh."
my
did
calculation.
he? Is that what happened?
Dude, he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I love bow hunting. I love it. And then Joe's like, it's way more efficient to hunt with a gun. Yes, no, you're right. I usually do hunt my meat with a rifle. He's like, but you like bow hunting? Yes, I do like bow hunting. And it's like, well, what bow do you use? I haven't been very much this season. Just, it was like, oh,
I've never been.
Hey, bro, you know what makes
it
you
was
cool?
crook.
Literally changing the earth and a billionaire. So that's all you need, brother. You don't need to do the jits. Hey, Joe, I do jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
My calculations, this makes me cool.
Yeah.
And I lie about bow hunting.
Yeah, and I spy on everyone, and I give all of our fucking details away to the government.
To Russia, you reckon?
I don't even think it needs to be Russia. It's probably just the fucking government.
Cool.
Thanks for that. Thanks, bro.
We're ranked 81st in the world internet.
We're into 81st
81.
now.
No,
We are.
We're getting
Mate,
up
there's
there.
not that many countries in the world. Fuck me dead.
There's actually like
Well, it's out
109.
of 152 this list.
We're
I think there's
81st.
215, isn't it?
215 countries?
Or 195.
I thought it was 190 something. Me and my wife.
Yeah,
were
but
having
just
discussion the other
this
day.
list that I'm
When
on.
you actually compare that to our living standard, that's
195
that's
or
atrocious.
215, something like
I
that.
think it's 191. How many countries in the world?
Look it up.
You know what's insane too? So I think it's Melbourne or Sydney are like top 5 most expensive cities to live in the world, and yet we have the 81st best internet. Make that make sense, please.
Wait, what's everyone's guess? How many countries in the world?
191.
195.
201.
195.
Ooh, nice, bro. That was good. Well
He
done.
did actually say 215.
Yeah, but I settled on a number.
I told you it was in the 190s, so I actually really won that, but whatever.
Okay, next segment. The ARLC have approached Wayne Bennett and want him involved in some capacity in the new PNG side. Understood the Rabbitohs want him to resign beyond his current deal, which ends in 27. Bro, won't he'll be like 100 by the time.
Well, we're
PNG
saying,
comes.
and obviously, like, no one is less excited for the eventual death of Wayne Bennett, but like, I don't want that. But there is a point, right? It happens, and he will probably like die in a press conference after winning a grand final. When he's
That
like
would be
110.
poetic. That'd be poetic. He'd want to go.
Gets
that
Papua
way.
New Guinea his
Yeah.
first fucking premiership, and he just
Goes, my job is done.
just rest now. You can rest now.
And then like the theme of Gladiator, and he's like tracing his fingers through the weeds and that.
Do you reckon he'll do it?
Die in a press
No,
conference.
do the PNG side.
Mate, I reckon he just loves quiche. Like I reckon
Mate, tax free.
tax-free quiche.
he loves cash, but I think he loves rugby league.
Yeah,
You know?
he loves it. Look, I guess so.
I don't reckon.
You don't reckon?
Why?
Because he's old.
Really?
That's I just
How
am like,
old is he?
You're not that old,
He's
mate.
75 right now.
75. He's old.
Yeah, okay.
He's old as fuck, and that's a big undertaking.
Why?
Why is coaching the PNG side a big undertaking?
Yeah.
Oh man, he nearly called you a slur then. Sky News Tom nearly came out. He's in a
I
slur
almost said something slurrable, yeah, for sure.
You don't reckon you want to go and live in a compound for a couple of years?
You're not allowed to call it a compound.
What is it?
It's a
walled village.
Village.
Yeah, a village with machine guns outside of
Yeah,
it.
and turrets and huge walls.
and tanks and shit.
Yeah, and tanks.
Yeah, it's honestly like The Last of Us when they've got the cities in there.
Yeah, like that. And they ring the bell.
And they're like,
After a win, they're trying
Yeah.
to break in to hug and smooch the players. They obviously love,
Well, they love the players.
They
They're
love
not
the
trying to
players.
kill them.
No.
No, it's a compound.
Yeah.
man, their games are going to be so hectic, bro. Imagine
What
playing.
stadium is it over there? Are they doing it up or are they going old school?
They'd have to build one.
Surely they'd have to do one up. Surely, but I mean, they have
The
to
one
do
over
a
there is
start.
like fucking.
They would have had to have started. When they come in, 28?
They're playing all their games at a core.
Mate, if we're signing Mick Ennis for 2028 already, and
You got to catch a flight and a train to the.
they haven't even started on a stadium.
Yeah, it's pretty disgraceful, isn't it?
I can't see anything immediately, but yeah, the current one holds 14,000.
As long as the government pours cash into our gullet, I don't care about any of that shit.
Our gullet, personally?
As in rugby league's
Oh,
gullet.
yeah. Well, I guess that
I wouldn't mind a bit of coin.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind some.
My gullet, yep. Give me some.
I want
coin.
rugby league to pour some cash into my gullet.
Yeah, gullet me up.
Okay,
So
guys.
confirmed they are playing out of that Santos National Football Stadium.
They are?
Yep.
Thank you for the confirmation.
Thanks, mate.
Is that that dingy little fucking...
14,000 capacity.
Surely they'll be getting more than 14K at a game. Anyway. Okay, guys. KO Sports, Fox League exclusive games this week are Eagles versus Tigers, Friday 6 p.m. Broncos versus Warriors, Saturday 3 p.m. Dragons versus the Eels, Saturday 5:30. Dolphins v the Rabbitohs, Saturday 7:50. Storm v Sharks, that is Sunday 2 p.m. Hot game. FIFA World Cup is underway. FIFA Club World Cup is underway. Every game of the tournament is live on KO, with only a few games left in the group stage, with the likes of Real Madrid, Manchester City, PSG, Chelsea are the ones to watch in their run to the biggest prize in club football. And didn't Auckland City or something get a draw, which means they got with Boca Junior, which means they get $1 million? Pretty sure they drew 1-1. That's incredible. And UFC 317, boys, I know you'll be keen on this one. UFC 317, one of the biggest fight cards of the year, has arrived this Sunday. Spain's Ilia Topuria looks to capture the vacant lightweight title against former champion Charles Oliveira on Main Event. Plus, also on Sunday, social media sensation Jake Paul will take the next step in his dream of becoming a world champion when he faces former WBC middleweight champ Julia Cesar Chavez Jr. at Honda Center in Anaheim, California. Available on Main Event with KO and KO Sports and DAZN. And don't forget your $1 first month with KO. Use this link in the show notes. Mark Nawaqanitawase has said he's left the door open slightly to return to rugby for the World Cup. That's why I signed a 2-year deal in the first place, and it's something I'll have to consider.
Smart from Mark's manager.
That's negotiation stuff.
Negotiation. He's come in and he's ripped. He's teared.
He's ripped so hard.
He's put himself on the map. He's worth, like, whether the Roosters want to pay him big money, some other club could come and pay him big money. He's probably he's probably a fullback long term in the rugby league. He could be. And then you got rugby union going, what the fuck did we let go of? So now maybe they've got to open the purse strings and flop their metaphorical sacks on the table to try and get him back.
Has anyone ever scored 2 better tries in their first season?
No.
No, they haven't.
That's got to be the 2 best ever tries in someone's first season. I know he was last year, but we don't think about that. This is just
Well, he played 1 game last year. This is his first season.
Yeah. No, I think it's the 2 best tries ever in the first season.
He's rookie of the year.
Him or Yongi, I reckon.
I think it's him. And Roo hates that because he says he's already played footy, so he's not a rookie. But I'm like, you're a rugby league rookie. Like, what do you want him to do?
Yeah, Roo's not happy about it. He's like, there should be like a Wallabies clause.
Has he started a petition?
No, he has.
Well,
He was holding his breath. He said, I'm going to hold my breath
He was
until
actually about to burst into tears over it.
stamping his feet, holding his
Because
breath.
he takes rugby the year
He
seriously.
loves
This
footy,
is
mate.
Roo. He
He
loves his
fucking
rugby
loves
league.
rugby league,
Yeah,
mate.
he loves rugby league.
Fucking loves it, mate. Do you reckon, like, honestly, if you could measure everyone's love, is there anyone that loves rugby league more than the Guru?
No.
Maybe
Winston Neville
maybe
comes
Winston
close.
Neville.
I still reckon
It's Roo.
it's Roo.
But Winston Neville goes and watches, or like sits in the stands in the sun and watches 8 straight games at Magic Round.
But does Winston Neville go to under-19s, under-16s games?
That I don't know. That I can't confirm.
There it is.
It'd be Jamie Soward and Guru. When they get together, fucking hell.
Do you reckon they got boners under the table talking
Yes,
about it?
mate. Are you fucking serious? You know they do.
Oh, man. I remember when we went to Vegas for the Dragons, I was rooming with Sowie. And let's just say we couldn't be more polar opposite in the things we consumed.
Is that right?
Okay.
Please elaborate.
Let's just say we couldn't be more opposite in the things we consumed.
Well, that's, I mean, I'm just
Please elaborate.
elaborate on that one for us.
In some I'd like detail.
Look, I indulged, okay? I indulged, he didn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it would have been the other way around.
Yeah, well, you thought a lot,
You're a
didn't
bit
you?
of a, you're a bit of a
No,
buttoned up
it's-
operator these days. I don't know.
It's back in the day,
Ah,
mate.
back in the day.
Mate,
Oh,
no.
so back in the
Yeah,
day,
mate,
we
not
did
anymore, mate. But
Ah,
yeah, mate.
yeah, back then.
Mate, you tell me back in the day, I used to fucking party with the best one, mate. You ask the boys, mate. You ask my mates, fucking Joshy Miller, he'll fucking tell you, mate.
Joshy Miller.
He's the fucking charge with the best one, mate.
Oh, Joshy Miller.
Fucking give him a message. Say, hey, did Kemper used to fucking charge with the best one? See what he says. Message Joshy Miller. I'll fucking
Joshy Miller.
Then you message me, mate. And then you fucking pull your head in, mate.
You fucking talk about me, mate.
Yeah.
Straight to his cunt.
You fucking cunt.
Joshy Miller.
Okay. Penrith Panthers versus the Canterbury Bulldogs.
Panthers. I'm going Panthers.
That's juicy, that 219.
Yeah, I'm
It's
liking the
fucking
Panthers.
juicy.
It's shocking they're in the top 8 after the start of the year. Obviously, it speaks to the season, but
Speaks to the season.
well, it speaks to the season at large.
The standard of rugby league.
I'm just trying to find value here. I like Panthers. If you want to give them this 10-point start,
If they
like
win
I've
5
also
in a
done.
row, should we shut the whole comp down?
Yeah, I reckon.
Tom, you look
or kick him out of the comp.
Tom looks comically low.
I have to keep fixing the seat. It keeps going lower and lower and lower, and I just gave up at this point. I'm like, fuck it.
I don't know. I'm going to go Dogs.
The Dogs?
Boring.
Next game, Manly versus Tigers.
Manly win.
Manly win.
Manly win.
Manly win, and they win well. I'm
What
just gonna get
happens
lower.
if Tigers win?
we do not do the show with you next week?
Okay, Newcastle versus the Raiders.
Raiders.
Newcastle nearly $3.
Yeah, I like them with the start, the Knights.
I cannot believe the Warriors are 239.
I'm Warriors.
Warriors, yeah, I like
They're ahead of the Broncos on the table.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
Yeah, Warriors, dude.
Well, no, because the Broncos beat the Sharks last week. As if anyone gives a
and
shit.
the Warriors
about
lost to the
that.
Panthers. So
Okay,
cool.
cool. Okay, Dragons versus Eels.
Eels.
I think Eels are a nice price.
Yeah.
Juicy. Dolphins
you
versus
laughing
Rabbitohs.
I'm laughing at Tom.
What are you laughing at,
I'm
cunt?
laughing at Tom.
Oh yeah, you think you're a mad dog? Give me a fucking joke seat.
You want to leap up?
You're in the
league?
cut chair.
I'm seriously in the cuck chair.
Dolphins, South Sydney Rabbitohs.
South.
A
Definitely with
241?
the start.
Okay. Storm, Sharks 343. Holy
Sharks.
shit.
Storm do it.
suck.
Sharks suck.
Think about they beat them last time and they're
I know.
343. Wow. Titans,
Soft underbelly in
Cowboys.
that.
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Big win.
Who's the false economy this week?
Well,
Sharks, we know.
But they're outsiders, so you wouldn't even call them false economy.
Broncos?
Yes, Broncos.
Broncos,
Yeah.
yeah.
Broncos, false
Yeah,
economy.
Broncos,
Yeah, I think
false
so.
economy. They are. They're a false economy.
Yeah.
Maybe the fish are a false economy. I don't know.
Possibly. Broncos definitely.
Dragons are a false economy. The fact they're favourites. I know
They're
everyone's.
not even an economy.
No, you're right. No, you're right. They're not. That's the point.
Oh,
Broncos.
okay. Who's a bull market?
A bull.
Eels.
I think
Panthers.
Panthers could be a
Probably-
bull.
Warriors.
Yeah, Panthers are.
Panthers
are bull
probably a
market.
bully.
Bull market. Alrighty, make sure to grab your good day from begoodhealth.com.au. We've got Grumpy Coffee, our biggest ever sale, 30% off, ends tomorrow, so don't miss it out. And join the Bloke Club because we're joining a Mazda BT50 very soon.
Get me a better seat, cunt.
We can't work in these conditions.
All right, and as usual, we'll all go fuck ourselves.
Mate.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.